Folks, we do have breaking news tonight. Marion could get a Chick-fil-A. Doctors in Chicago say breast implants might have saved a man's life. Those are the extra costs that pop up when you buy concert tickets. A man is accused of punching a Metropolis police officer in the face.
Another SWAT vehicle came in. It looked like a small semi-truck.
And tell you that you need to pay to make it go away. He hit a tree, then ditched that truck and tried to run again. A lot of you have been asking us if Golden Corral is closed. Tonight we can tell you that it is.
Quoin police also let us know that this section of 51 will be closed for a while here this evening.
Doctors said the only thing they could do was to give him a double lung transplant. You give someone the food that they're allergic to, but in really small amounts. So far we know more than 110 people have died, but those search efforts are far from over. Tonight police still have a lot of questions about who did this and why. Here's what we know so far. We know that a student was removed from the school because police say they found a gun in his locker. We've also seen Facebook comments about it, and we are looking into it. More than half of people who go to public universities or even private universities have student loans when they graduate.
If you are going to be driving through Quoin, or maybe you've got some loved ones coming through the area as they head home from work, please just be careful. Try to avoid this area with lots of water. Mark, let me tell you, I've already gone through a couple of water bottles.
Carbondale will get $500,000. Most people don't wash their hands before they cook.
So again, Cesar-Villiers Red Devils hosting the El Dorado Eagles for their homecoming game.
Dior says they're revamping their baby perfume from the 70s. And we start tonight with breaking news, folks. We have brand new details about a crash in Franklin County today. It happened just outside the courthouse at the Benton Square. A truck crashed into the retaining wall of the courthouse, and police have just told us it was actually the end of a high-speed chase. They say someone is in custody right now. We first told you about all of this right after it happened on News 3 this morning. We know that multiple squad cars were there. Again, folks, this was all the end of a high-speed chase. Police have just confirmed that to us within the last hour. They also say they do have someone in custody. Now, we have learned, too, that that chase started in Saline County. This is an active investigation, so we are keeping an eye on this as it is unfolding. Police say they will keep us posted on what happened and why that driver was trying to get away from police in the first place. So again, we are watching for any new details, and we will let you know as soon as we learn anything more. We also have another breaking update tonight. Police say they have located this SUV. They were looking for it in Poplar Bluff. It is part of a hit and run investigation. We told you about this. Police say this SUV hit a child who was on his way to the bus stop. That child had to be taken to the hospital. As of tonight, no word on how that boy is doing. But again, this car, this SUV has been located by police. They have not said whether someone has been arrested or if anyone faces charges. Of course, we will keep you updated on this situation as well. Tonight, we do know that police departments across the U.S. have been trying to fill open positions since 2020. Now, we checked in with Carbondale's police department to see how they're doing. They say they are not fully staffed, but they are trying to hire more officers. Their chief says they have gotten new hires because they have a $5,000 signing bonus. Chief Reno also says they're thinking about increasing that $5,000 incentive to get more people interested. And believe it or not, we are just a few weeks away from Election Day in Kentucky. Kentuckians, you will be voting on your governor, your secretary of state, and attorney general. So again, the election coming up November 7th. And right now, county clerks are preparing for voters. And we talked to one about why they say it's so important that you vote this November. We've also learned that during the last state election in 2019, 24% of registered voters in Ballard County cast their vote. So again, Election Day in Kentucky coming up here soon. And we will take a live look over Carbondale this evening. It is just after 5, and it's looking pretty calm. And you know, we have had some pretty nice fall-like weather lately. We are fortunate for that. Storm Track 3 Chief Meteorologist J.C. Brian is with us tonight. And you know, J.C., as far as fall goes, I'll take this kind of weather. This isn't too bad. Keep your eye out, folks, because Franklin County deputies say they're looking for 3 people who are all wanted for stealing. Police say Amanda Ortiz and Kendra Whitecotton both stole from businesses, and Brian Whitecotton is also wanted for aggravated identity theft. Don't go up to these folks if you see them, because police say they could be dangerous, but if you do see them, please go ahead and give police a call. Now, police in Franklin County did arrest 3 people yesterday morning. They tell us they were called out to a home for a man who might have been hurt When they got there, they found a man who was having medical issues. They also went into the home and found drugs and a gun inside. These 3 people were arrested. The man having the medical issues was taken to the hospital. And right now, we are still making calls on a shooting that happened in Morehouse yesterday. Police say there was some kind of argument and someone shot a gun. One person was taken to the hospital, and police did get a warrant for who they believe the suspect's house is. We'll let you know as soon as we find out anything more. We do know who's accused of stabbing a man in Dexter this weekend. Police say this is the suspect. His name is Joseph Fry. They found someone on West Business Highway 60 on Saturday morning who had been stabbed. Now, that person's injuries weren't life-threatening. We do know that Fry faces multiple felony charges. And the human remains found in Bollinger County, Missouri last week were those of a missing woman. Police have been looking for Leah Lamb. She went missing October 2nd. Emergency crews were out looking for her last week, and that's when they found her remains. Her autopsy says there were not any signs of any traumatic injuries. We do know tonight that a former Missouri officer in Kansas City turned himself in. He shot and killed a black man in 2019. Now we know he's asking for another appeal and did ask for bond. Now, he had been out on bond, but the judges got rid of that yesterday when they upheld his conviction. Right now, President Biden is overseas in Tel Aviv. He promised Israeli leaders they would get full support from the U.S., but we're running into some obstacles getting them that support. Karen Kafa is in Washington tonight with more. And folks, we are keeping a close eye on that House Speaker race. Of course, we will bring you any updates as we get them. Well, this is a new local story tonight. Have you ever pied someone in the face? Well, if you want to, you'll have the chance this Friday, and it's all for a good cause. Wow, okay, he got him good. It's at SIU with the Kappa Alpha Order fraternity. They'll let you throw pies at them to raise money for disabled veterans. They'll be outside of the Lawson building at SIU from 11 to 1. They tell us they want to raise $20,000 for an all-terrain electric chair for a veteran. If they don't make it to $20,000, they say they'll donate what they do raise to the Independence Fund. That's a nonprofit that helps wounded veterans and their families. And they say it's a good way to have fun and help others. So if you're interested, here's the breakdown. You throw 1 pie for $3. Maybe you want to up your chances, though. You can throw 2 pies for $5 or 3 pies for $6. We've learned that a man died in a crash this morning in Jackson County. Police say he was going east on Royalton Road when he went off the road. They say he hit a culvert, a utility pole, and then flipped several times. Police say he wasn't wearing his seatbelt. They did identify him as Trenton Miller of Marion. Police do say that he was treated at the scene but had to be taken to the hospital, and that's where he was pronounced dead. Well, we could have spooky season all year round if Universal has anything to do with it. It is spooky season right now, so we'll tell you all about their Halloween plans when we come back. Stay with us, folks. You're watching News 3 at 5.
Yeah, Mark, you know, Waylon and I just got here just a couple of minutes ago, and what I really want to do is just let you see what we're seeing right now. So, like you said, we are at the intersection of 51 and Kimmel Road, somewhere near Sunfield Baptist Church, and we got reports of this into the newsroom happening about just a couple of hours ago here. So when we come up on the scene, we can see the St. Bruno Catholic School bus there, and it looks like it might have run into the back of this semi. Of course, we have fire crews out here. We still have a lot of police out here blocking this whole section off. So when we were driving out here, we were actually redirected through some back roads. So that's something to keep in mind too. If you're heading home from work or if you have loved ones heading home from work, a good section of 51 is blocked off. And you know, Mark, we did just get word from Illinois State Police too that the driver and 5 students were removed from the bus. They were taken to area hospitals to be treated for their injuries. So of course we are keeping an eye on that situation and on how they're doing tonight. What I can tell you right now is that, again, we have DuQuoin Fire out here, DuQuoin Police, and Illinois State Police, and it's a cold night for these crews who are working on cleanup. DuQuoin Police also let us know that this section of 51 will be closed for a while here this evening. So, again, if you or any of your loved ones are coming through this area, just be aware that you will be rerouted. And it took us a minute to get out here with that reroute off of 51.
So we did just get here. We are working hard to get you more information on exactly what happened and, what police are seeing and dealing with. You can always stay up to date with us, too, on that information on our website, of course, WSILTV.com. And if you download that free News 3 mobile app, of course, you can get updates right in the palm of your hand, like when we get word if and when 51 will reopen tonight. So we will stay here. We'll be bringing you more information throughout the evening. And for now, I will go ahead and send it back to you all in the studio. Yeah, Mark, I'm sure it's hard to tell, but it is sunny out here. It is warm, and we want some apple cider. I mean, it is Apple Fest, right? We're at the corner of Chestnut and 13th Street in Murfreesboro. I am at the Jackson County Farm Bureau tent, and I am joined by Brenda with Ag in the Classroom. And we've got a cider press from the 1800s right here. We're also joined by Taryn with Farm Bureau. So, Brenda, we were kind of doing it earlier. We actually peeled an apple and then we'll put them in the press. So kind of walk me through how this process works.
Hi there. So what you do is you just put the apple onto these prongs here. And even though we're not going to go through this whole process since we already have one, but you go ahead and you can twist this. This will peel the apple and then this will cut it up sort of like this.
And look at this. How cool is that?
I mean, it can fall apart, but usually it's more fun if it sticks together. But now, since this is all done and said, we're going to head and toss it into the apple press. And now it's in there, and we're going to go ahead and rotate this.
And it's just kind of like a little bucket in here, essentially. And now both Taryn and Brenda are turning the levers, and there are buckets underneath here that the chunks of apple are falling into. Again, this press is from the 1800s, folks. So this makes fresh cider, and these apples were provided by Malure Orchards for Apple Festival today. And so, Brenda, how long do you turn it for?
I think pretty much until you think it's pretty good. Normally, as you can see down there, there's still some chunks, so you'll want to make sure that all the chunks are gone, or if you just like chunky apple cider, then that's something for you. But we do have some apple cider for you to try, and I'll try it with you.
This is what I have been waiting for, folks. Like I said, it's nice and hot and sunny out here today. Brenda, cheers.
That's pretty good.
Ooh, that is really good. Well, ladies, I want to thank you both so much for talking with us tonight. This is so cool. This is so yummy. Enjoy yourselves here at Apple Fest. Stay cool. Mark, I'm going to go ahead and sip on some of this cider. So for now, I'll send it back to you. With lots of water, Mark, let me tell you, I've already gone through a couple of water bottles, and that does bring us to a good point. So over to my left right here, we're going to pan. There's a yellow jug of water with little paper cups, and you're going to see those throughout the Quoin State Fair. That is free water. So those are set up. They're interspersed throughout all of the different booths. And now this row that we're in is actually where a lot of the food vendors are. So keep in mind, if you're looking for something a little bit bigger than that, or maybe a lemonade, you're going to want to have cash or money on you to go ahead and get that. Even maybe ice cream to cool down, because, folks, it is a hot one out here. Now, like you said, Mark, we just came from the ribbon cutting over at the exhibition center, and it was pretty exciting, I got to be honest. So the Quoin State Fair is officially underway, and it is hot out here, folks. So even if you are planning on coming out this evening, just be prepared for that. We are getting a little bit of a breeze, thank goodness. It feels amazing. And there are just some things I want to go over too that I want to make sure I mention. The parade for tonight has been canceled. We've been following that just because of the heat, for the sake of people watching and for the sake of the people in the parade. Friday night's motocross races, so tonight's motocross races, have also been moved to tomorrow, and so is the rodeo. And something that might cool you off tonight, you've still got time to make it over to Fairy Tales on Ice in the Southern Illinois Center. That starts in about an hour. It's just after 6 here. So people are already coming out, riding the rides, getting the food. So if you do come out tonight, just be prepared. You're going to want to keep that water with you, or look for those watering stations. And you do have until Labor Day. The fair goes until Monday, September 4th. So if you don't want to brave the heat this weekend, you still got plenty of time. For now, though, I think we're going to go check out some of these food vendors. It smells amazing. So, Mark, I will go ahead and send it back to you in the studio. Reporting live from the Quoin State Fair this evening, I'm Julie Williams for News 3.